Tonight on the red carpet, actors wearing understated pins, a smaller spotlight on sexual harassment scandals than what happened at the Golden Globes and the BAFTAs when women wore black to show solidarity.
The producers really want to emphasize the performances and emphasize how fun the performances in movies and entertainment industry are. And I think that they think people will not tune in if the awards get too political.
Oscars host Jimmy Kimmel clarified to Variety the Me Too movement will be a part of the show after saying earlier this show is not about reliving people's sexual assaults. But the dark cloud may be hard to ignore. So many allegations of sexual misconduct against so many Hollywood heavyweights, most prominently Harvey Weinstein, who has denied allegations of non-consensual sex.
I think that Harvey Weinstein will be this kind of ghostly presence at the Oscars because he was so essential in making the careers a lot of the men and women who will be there on Oscar night.
This weekend, comments from Weinstein lawyer Ben Brafman drawing more outrage. If a woman decides that she needs to have sex with a Hollywood producer in order to advance her career and actually does it and finds the whole thing offensive, that's not rape, he said. The group Time's Up invited activists to attend the Golden Globes, but won't do the same tonight. Today, tweeting, "Our sisters will be wearing a festive array of colors and Time's Up pins. Congrats and good luck to all the nominees tonight." The Motion Picture Academy's Board of Governors did approve new rules for reporting workplace harassment and misconduct for its members back in January.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.